Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to share with you today the things that I purchased from the Hobonichi 2019 store. I placed my order on September 7 and it arrived on September 19. I did track the journey of this EMS parcel, and on September 19 I saw that it has arrived in the Philippines. So I was expecting to get a notice in about 5 days, and then suddenly on that same day, the EMS guy showed up with this package, and of course, this really made my day. The box for this year is orange and it has a pattern on it, probably because it's the company's 20th anniversary. And of course, I will hold on to this box just as I hold on to all of the previous year's boxes. I started building my collection of Hobonichi A5 covers last year. In the video from last year, which I will link down below, I said that I want covers that remind me of my happy childhood, and I simply continued that parameter for this year. And here are the covers that I have chosen, plus something else that is not a cover but matches the cover. It's the Petite Fleur handkerchief. I love handkerchiefs, always loved them since I was a little girl, largely because of the influence of my grandmother, Bita. Her handkerchiefs were so beautiful, always floral and never plaid or checkered. There were almost never any straight lines in her handkerchiefs, and all of the floral prints in her handkerchiefs were the classic shapes like roses and lilies and carnations and tulips and mums and poppies and daisies and things like that. I do have my own handkerchief collection from Armando Caruso now, and those are also the designs that I gravitate to. No teddy bears or shoes or bags on my handkerchiefs, just the classic floral prints. Which is why I had to get the Petite Fleur and the matching handkerchief with a dandelion design, because the print and the colors look like something that Bita would really love. I also love greens, and this one is such a gorgeous dark green, and even with a dark background, it still comes across to me as a happy print. The Petite Fleur cover is the first one that called out to me so powerfully in the website, and I knew that I had to get it. And then when I browsed the full lineup and saw the matching handkerchief, it was a no-brainer. Now let's just put everything aside so that we can look at the covers one by one. The Petite Fleur cover is not exactly the same material as the handkerchief. The material on here is thicker and stiffer and has a slight sheen to it, as you can see here. The pen loops of the cover match the border of the handkerchief. I super love the idea of matching covers and handkerchief, and I think it's really adorable and quite a brilliant idea. The next cover that I got is the Mimosa. It's a bright and happy yellow with a more subdued green inside. This yellow really called out to me because it reminded me of the color of the neckerchief of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. I was a Girl Scout and I really loved learning how to do the salute and to recite the pledge and learn how to do all of those knots. It was a short-lived experience and we were not really able to do much, but I had a lot of fun. The next thing that I got is the Can You See Alphabet Maze cover. This looks so 70s and 80s to me because the blocks here look exactly like the blocks that I got to play with as a child. They were made with wood, with the letters and numbers carved right onto the wooden cube and then painted over with bright colors. The interior is a bright yellow, which is exactly the same material and color as the Mimosa, as you can see right here. It also has this little insert for it, which has a limerick printed onto it. It's called the Alphabet Maze. The page markers are made of a thick kind of string, and these charms are actually wooden beads, which mirrors my memory of those wooden alphabet blocks from my childhood. Now we move to the cover on covers. I got the Sweet Memories because the artwork on here looks so much like the little town where I grew up. The very minimalist line art is also quite childlike, and that adds to the nostalgia because didn't we all try to draw this kind of thing at one point or another when we were little? This cover on cover really makes me smile. Now, of course, I have to try putting this over a cover just to make sure that everything fits together perfectly. Putting it over the Mimosa here, I can see that everything is a-okay. And just for good measure, I took out the Hobonichi Cousin 2018 that I actually never got to use and put it inside the Mimosa and the Sweet Memories. Everything fits together so perfectly, as you can see. Even with a light color underneath it, the artwork on the Sweet Memories cover on cover is still very visible, and it has a very nice effect. Not as striking as a dark cover would look, but I think this has its own charm. Next, I got the Hide and Seek in the Forest cover on cover. This also called out to me because of these adorable little animals on here. They reminded me instantly of Aesop's Fables, which was my companion as a child. The fox, the rabbit, the owl, the squirrel, and suddenly so many of these stories came back to me. I had a lot of fun reading those stories over and over as a child, and I simply had to get this cover on cover. Now this one has some gold foiling on it, but I noticed that it has a different finish. It is not as shiny as the gold foiling on another cover and cover that I have. This gold foiling right here has a very fine grainy finish. Here is a closer look at what I am talking about. As you can see, it doesn't reflect light so much, but you do know that it is gold. And here is another look at a bigger portion of the gold foiling. Just to show you what I mean, I took out my cover and cover from last year. This is called Beginnings, and the gold foiling on the stars here are very shiny, very smooth, and very reflective, as you can see. However, I think that the grainy finish on the gold foiling on the Hide and Seek cover and cover is very appropriate to the design and the entire concept of the design, because a smooth metallic finish would look out of place in a forest. I get that. Whereas the stars in the Beginnings cover on cover are just appropriate for the stars in the sky. I really appreciate the attention to every single tiny detail. And I also put the Hide and Seek in the Forest cover on cover over the Mimosa just to check if it fits just fine, and it does. A very pretty cover on cover, and it brings back so many happy childhood memories for me. I can imagine how beautiful this would look on a darker background, so you can see more of the details on here, especially the little animals. In conclusion, everything is so beautiful and so perfect right out of the box, and the unboxing has been a really pleasant experience for me. I use the Hobonichi covers for the A5 notebook that I use as a journal. I have a video about that on my channel, which I will link down below for you. I also have a germ of an idea about how I can repurpose my cousin from 2018 that I never got to use, as you saw in this video, into a journal. I will come up with a video about that one of these days, but for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. What are your favorite covers from the 2019 store? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk there. Thanks for watching. Bye!